According to YouTube, I do not have enough subscribers to sustain myself. So please like and subscribe, and if you want a coaching session, click the top link in the bio. Otherwise, sit back and take some notes and enjoy the video.
Yeah, so you want to talk about your fucking win rate? What's this about? What coaching do you need?
Yeah, and actually, the game that I sent you, I think that's probably the type of situation that I need help with the most. So I think up until now, a lot of the games have been games where the teams are telegraphing what they're doing pretty hard, right? Like they're all pushing A or they're all pushing B, and you know pretty early in the round. But I think this game, there's a lot of I think they're defaulting, and then teammates just die everywhere, and I'm not 100% sure what to do.
Okay. Of like, you know, just pulling out your util. When you are leading, okay, this is also something you need to remember when you're leading the charge. This is like a main entry type of thing. Not drop the bomb. I don't really care if you have the bomb. You can be first, second, and if you guys are committing to the site, you can have the bomb. Like if you know you're committing, like in this situation, you're not gonna run all the way back, right? So it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
The biggest thing here is that if you're leading, you can't pull out utility because you need to have your gun out because you are taking the first contact, right? So if you're second, yeah, you can pull utility, although not the best. You can, but yeah, when you're leading, you just can't have utility out. You just have to have gun out, and you know, whatever your teammates do behind you, they do behind you.
One art.
But
Okay.
That's art.
all right, that was troll.
One below.
All right, so honestly, this is like something that's just like, I mean, it's not nothing like in your control. It's more of like how you guys are set up. So understand the way you guys are set up in this position. You have nobody to watch like this angle, right? So it's like a positional teammates awareness thing, right? So when your Reyna peeks out here and then she is walking close to the door, then you need to be watching this angle, right? Because the Reyna is going to take contact here and you're going to take contact here. Now it's a little bit weird though, because like in reality, the Reyna needs to walk in a straight line, because otherwise you'll get fucked over, because if she's walking close and this guy peeks, she'll die. But yeah, it's just more of like an awareness of like what you need to be watching. Your teammate's leading, he's watching this, you're watching his other angle.
I mean,
Okay, so this is something that I think, because I saw you do it pissed around, I wasn't sure if you're going to keep doing it. When you're flashing this corner, flash when you get closer. So it's kind of the same thing with like a fade dog almost. It's like when you fade dog, a lot of people will fade dog like super far back, like right here, when in reality that doesn't do anything. Now I know the whole point is to like force people off the angle, but here's the thing. If you flash from all the way back here and it forces somebody off the angle, by the time they're able to re-peek while you guys are crossing, right? So you have to think about it's like effective timing, right? It's like, okay, we're here. What we need to do is like when we're here, like throw it about right here, because by the time it pops when it's around the corner, you'll be running.
This was a weird round.
Okay, so this is something just about like the map in general. If you are going B, you are going B, right? Like sitting up here and just like taking pop shots, unless you like actively see somebody, doesn't really make any sense. Like you guys just kind of want to walk down B and then just go hit the site, right? If you are going to go B.
Okay.
I'm fine with you 5-setting B, but you have to understand that like you have to just like kind of go.
Just go for it.
Yeah, if that makes sense. You can't like sit up here. This is bad. This is very bad. You're 5v3 pushing into the smoke. I mean, I guarantee I've seen your name in my chat before. I guarantee you know.
Yeah, I know.
Like, yeah, you know what's going on here, right? I don't really need to reiterate, but yeah. Remember, the rule of thumb is if you're +1, then you can make this style of play, because especially on a save round, like you're down guns. But I mean, now you're even. You're basically even. Like 5v3, and you guys let bomb down. You guys are essentially even. Also, anytime you are like dead, try to look at the map and like. If there's comms, because like a lot of your teammates don't really like comm as much, you could like comm more often. And when you die, a lot of times I've noticed, like the last 2 or 3 times you die, you don't really say where the person killed you from. You just kind of like die and like let it happen, you know. So communication is definitely something that we need to work on as well. I think the best part to start with communication is always getting into the good habits. So like you have a good habit of communicating where you want to go at the start of the round. That's a very good habit to get into, right? I think a better habit that you can develop next for communication, like the next step, would be after you die, communicating where you died from, how much you hit them for, and who they were, right? That would be your next step on your communication ladder. And then obviously there's more and more comms of like, you do occasionally, you know, I'm flashing here, I'm doing this, right? There's obviously, you can get better and better at that stuff as you go. But yeah, the next step for communication for you would just be that.
Gotcha. I got heals.
What the fuck is Astra doing?
I don't know. I don't know. She makes it back eventually, I think.
I'm dogging flower.
No, I think you guys just go B at this point.
You just used it.
Oh yeah, they went to
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why communication's important, lads.
Yeah.
But also in this situation, once you've noticed that the Astra's here, you could just like leave through news and then go through art and then go through mid and then go back link and you'd be fine.
That's like
Or
yeah,
go
that's
all
what
the
I
way to B
eventually
long.
do.
But here,
Yep.
this is like one of those instances where it's like, to me, it like feels like you're just using your utility to
I'm
use
dogging
it.
flower.
Right? Like, I don't mind the dog flastra. Or, wait, what the fuck did I just say? The dog flower? I just said flastra. But I don't mind the dog towards flower, but
You
I'm
just
not like
used it.
the biggest fan, right? Okay, so think about this. This is what's called, like, okay, I call this understanding players' momentum. Now it's a little bit more niche, but it happens a lot, right? So basically what's happening here is this person just got a kill, right? So what do you think he's like?
Yep.
Oh, he's feeling it, right? So you just
Yeah.
sit still and just hold, because he'll walk right into you, because he's just gonna want to swing
Right.
you, right? So it's like he has that momentum. You just sit there and crouch. So when you're in close situations like these, you can crouch, by the way. You
Yep.
crouch and hold. Do you know why it works in close situations compared to the far ones?
Well, relative to what they see, it's going to be a much larger difference vertically than if
Yeah.
you're far away.
Perfect. A possible solution. So it's just something to think about. But yeah, in this situation, like, you don't really need this information, and it's not going to give you valuable information. Like, 'cause you can, okay, there's always something you should be able to assume positions on maps, right? Typically, you have like maybe one here, one here, one here, one here, and then maybe there's like a 2 here, or 2 here, or 2 here, right? There'll be 2 in like one of these like X position, like these further back X positions, right? So it's like you're already kind of like almost kind of know, right? So like if you were to throw this first flash, like if you were if you wanted to do this, what you should do, right, is throw this flash with intention, right? So like walk up here, chuck the flash through the door, and like pop it like right here, or like pop it like back here, and then see if anybody's like in this like connector area or in this like area. And if they're not, then all you have to do is peek like here, here, and then see, and like you can kind of go from there, if that makes sense. But
Right, makes sense.
but yeah, and then this is just like you're getting information too quickly, right? 130, you're still really early in the round. Nobody's ready to make a move. Even if you figure out, like, I mean, you just got a flash with no info. Even if you get this flash art,
One
like,
art.
you know, it doesn't really do anything. If
You
that
can't
makes sense.
capitalize off of it. Yeah.
So I think a big thing with
Let's
you
do it.
that I've noticed with your utility is like the understanding when you can and cannot capitalize off of things, if that makes sense.
Yep, makes sense.
They're
I
both
solo
there?
queued the entire time.
Oh shit.
Oh, what the?
Inside.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Need help
Yeah,
flank.
the Fade pushed up the side, I think.
Okay. So, there you go. We killed the Raze flank.
One more maybe. Cypher was also flank.
Wait, how'd you see Cypher?
Oh,
You saw him kill A. Okay, you actually don't know if Cypher's flank here, so that's a ghost
Yeah.
comm. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
One more maybe. Cypher was also flank.
One more maybe Cypher was also flank. One more maybe, just be aware of this, and then you don't need to push up here. You just like stay here. So like you walking down here, think about like your position, okay? You have Astro with Suck for post plant, who's playing pillar, KO back site, right? And then you're towards the top. So in this this sort of position, how do you win? Well, you play the bomb, right? The farther up you are, the higher probability of somebody like somehow timing you and killing you, right? And the higher probability you die. So like if you're here, all you have to do is like just jiggle. Make sure nobody's walking up on your Astra. Just jiggle like one of these sides, one of these areas, and you would have just won this round. But by you choosing to walk up here because you're worried about the flank, like you're so scared to take a 1v1, like all the time, like permanently scared. And as a result, it fucks up your positioning. Because there are times where you have to just fight. Like that's like one of the few things I almost never have to teach people. But right, it's like no, it's like it's interesting though, because like your fundamentals and your other parts of your game, like, you know, you're very calm, you have a good mental, like you have other fundamentals that are well outside of like to me it looks like a confidence issue almost, right? Where it's like I don't want to lose this fight because I know we have some sort of advantage.
Yeah, I mean that is the thought process, right? It's 3v2, so just play for trades.
Yeah.
But I guess this is probably the wrong time for that.
Yeah, it's just one of the very, very few times where it's like, yeah, you want to play for trades, but like okay, I think it's this. I think this is your actual problem, okay? You think that you have to be next to somebody to play their trade.
So I think yes, but maybe we've reached a point where we don't have to do that. So historically, if you're
yeah.
not sticking your ass to somebody when you're playing for trades, there's no way the trade's gonna happen, right? Up to this rank. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But like here, think about this
like
guy.
Technically,
right?
I don't need to be like I can peek off his contact or something like that.
You can peek off his contact, or you could like jiggle for him, and then he could swing, right? He could jiggle for him. Because think about what's gonna happen here. This guy sees you. Oh shit! My crosshair goes here. He peeks, free kill, right? There are times where it's like that sort of thing. And like if you think about like relative, right? If this cipher was flank, and you guys both went here, it's just fucked. Like it's actually fucked, right? So it's just kind of one of those like more niche off situations. But I mean, for the most part, like your thought process behind why you do things is really solid.
Yeah, this might be a good idea.
It's good.
Never mind.
Careful, one mid. Let's clear the flank first. Astra, you're alone.
Are you getting injured?
I think I wanted to go for the other orb and then entry ult.
So here's the thing about Astra ult, or not Astra ult, Skye ult. It is not one of the ults that you just like typically rip at the start of the round unless it's comboed with another ult. So for example, if you wanted to use Astra Skye ult, like even then I don't think that's the best, right? You just like Skye ult's one of those mid-round ults. It's like it's so good at doing stuff mid-round because like there's only 3 of them, right? And do you know how Skye ult works?
The 3 closest people.
Yeah, 3 closest people. Perfect. So like you know how Skye works, and it's the 3 closest people. So like you can probably see where, because like there could be 4 people here, and you'd never know even if you popped your Skye ult, right? And that's like the most dangerous part about the Skye ult and popping it right at the start. So like say for example you had Skye ult and Astra ult going into this round. What you could do is pop the Astra ult from here to here, and then you could use the Skye ult, right? You could use the Skye ult as you're scaling onto site to figure out where they are. So you'd pop your Skye ult like right here, if that makes sense. And then if there's anybody backhaul, it goes in, and then you can flash with it, right? And you can trail with it. Don't forget to ever try to layer your utility. I've noticed. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but like when you have your Skye ult going out, there are times where you can flash with the Skye ult because they'll shoot the Skye ult, and then it's just good flash always. Good dog.
One on the pillar. One on the pillar.
So this is one of those situations where it's a communication thing.
I don't know what it's called.
Oh no, not I call this fucking he's over there, right? I don't know what to call this, I'll be honest. I call it close alley actually. But
one on the pillar. One on the pillar.
You just need to calm and have somebody like going through with your dog. I'm gonna dog you through the wall. KO flash with it, right? Like right, I'm dogging through the wall.
Yeah.
Somebody go through or something, right? But it's okay. You guys don't have to go through. But yeah, that was a free kill if you.
Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below, because God, I'd suck someone's dick to get put in the algorithm. YouTube, if you're watching this, just let me know.